Now, shifting gears, we turn our attention to a rising sensation in the world of sports and precision. The 20-year-old wonderkind, the 20-year-old shooting wonderkind, Mr. Rudranksh Patil. As an eminent Solonian deadeye, Rudranksh has ascended swiftly to claim the top spot in the 10-meter air rifle category, leading the Indian sharpshooting team to a historic gold medal at the Asian Games. His triumph at the 2022 ISSF Championships not only solidified his prowess but also secured a coveted spot at the upcoming 2024 Olympics. Get ready to be enthralled by the extraordinary path and achievements of this emerging high flyer. Let's welcome Mr. Rudranksh to the stage.
A very good afternoon to everyone present over here. I am Rudranksh Patil and I'm going to share my journey to World Championship golds, World number 1 and many other World Cup medals by still being an CISC student. My journey over here started in 2011. My parents, both being class 1 officers, had a transferring job. So we had to keep on moving, and my first crossword was when I came from the rural area to an urban area. So I used to study in a Hindi medium school, not much of an English student, and when we came over here, the first thing was my parents wanted me to study in a CISC school, completely English and completely high level of school. And when we went over there, and the thing was, they had 13 questions and I got all of them wrong. Then they had the oral test. My dad said he is really good in orals and he will definitely pass it. I went over there, I even failed it even more harder, and we got an audience with the principal. The thing was, principal at that time told my dad that, his English is not good. He did not answer a single question. How can we take him in our school? So my dad got furious and my dad said, what this institution can give to him? It is so big and you can't teach him how to speak English? You can't teach him how to learn all those things? And then I got the admission. That's how I got into CIC schools, and that's how it went till 4th standard. It was quite tough, like it was said. But you say like the universe calls. So my dad had been invited to an inaugurating ceremony for shooting. He opened that range, and my mom was like, let's just send him. And I went over there during a summer camp, and I found it extremely boring. But what happened was the coach called my mom saying he's talented. So because of that, my mom heard these words first time in her life. She was like, let's send him over there. Let's just send him over there. And I was very lazy. So my mom used to give me bribes. If you come back from training, I will give you pani puri. If you come back, I will give you chicken biryani. All sorts of things like that. And I used to keep on going, and consistency pays off. Because of that, I was able to win my first SGFI bronze in nationals. And this is my first SGFI bronze. And that's how it started. The first medal. What happened was, after getting this medal, I was invited on the stage. We had one big assembly, and I was asked to give a speech. And I was thinking, all of my classmates who got good marks did not get the chance to speak. And I got. So that really inspired me, and that was the direction which I started taking in. Sports is a way. Winning SGFI national medals is something else, and finding a career in sports is something else. Finding career was to first get into the Indian team. And to get into the Indian team, it was so tough at that time. India was very, very dominating in the world. Basically, if you wanted to be in top 3 in India, you can be easily in top 5 in the world. All the top number 1s in the world were Indians. So it was so strong, dominating team, and I had to get into that team. And I had no scope. I was shooting very, very badly. And my coach, Snehal Kadam ma'am, recognized the talent within me. So she also shifted from Thane to Vile Parle at that time. I'm talking about 2017, 2018. So because of that, my parents decided to send me to Vile Parle each and every day. So after school, I used to go over there, I train over there, and I used to come back at 11 p.m. or 12 a.m. in the morning. Again in the 6 o'clock in the morning, I used to go to school. So I did this for every single day for 2 years, especially on Sundays. I used to go even early because we had yoga classes. So because of that, I was continuing my performance in SGFI nationals, but not at all in the open nationals. So that was quite disappointing for us, and our 10th standards were approaching, and 10th standard in CISC is a big deal. So everyone wants you to get good marks, and even my parents were like, this is going to be a last year for shooting. You better make something out of it, or we are going to stop it for at least 2 years till we get one good college. So that's what our logic was, and I started training. And I told my parents, if I go over there for 2 hours, another 2 hours to come back, 4 hours are just spent like that. All the players in the nationals are training that extra 4 hours. So we calculated the cost of, all the other things, and we found out that the electronic lane for which I should go over there, if we just stop going over there, the petrol cost, the practicing cost, all of those costs can help me buy another lane over here. So we got one lane, and the thing was, again, like I said, universe was with me. So I did not have a range to place my lane in. I needed at least a 15-meter area, and in Thane, 15-meter area is mostly around 4.5 lakhs to 5 lakhs per month. So it was quite expensive. But one of my father's friends said, like, no one is using that area, you can use that for free. So I got that area, and I started training like anything. I should train since morning till night like anything. I had my coach was finding it difficult to come. So what we did was we started going to Pune, where we had an extra coach, an international coach, which we did not tell about our first coach at all. The thing was, our first Khelo India competitions was in Pune. And coincidentally, my first coach, Snehal ma'am, wanted to give me a surprise. And my match is going on. Both of my coaches are sitting beside each other. Both of them giving instructions to me, not realizing they both are giving instructions to me. My parents also came to give me surprise, and they saw me shooting, and they saw the, circumstances over there. They went home. They knew nothing was going to happen today. And the match was extremely bad. So later on, we decided, okay, we are going to tell truth. We went back to Ville Parle, we trained over there again and again. But that 2018 year was the worst year which I could have. Because every time I used to come fourth, I did not have much resources on how to train, where to train, how much to train. And our 10ths were coming, and we decided we needed one sponsor. So we went to Ville Parle, we said that, because it's getting very expensive, we want a sponsor. The sponsorship guys over there told me, you are already, your parents are working, we can't give you a sponsor. We want someone who is very poor. So that's how it was quite insulting. There were many insulting things like that, because everyone thinks in shooting, all of my colleagues over there used to think that, only because my parents are providing me, I'm winning all the medals. That's how it was. And my parents told me, see, we can provide you resources if you want to make golden opportunity out of them. If you want to convert an opportunity into a golden opportunity, it's your own hard work. So my parents gave me a last opportunity. At that time, there was only one competition which we could go at our own cost. It did not have any value. It was an international competition. So just 1 month before I was admitted into 10th. So that was my last chance, and I worked like anything during that 1 month. So I should train till 1 a.m. in the morning. My dad used to come saying that, you have to go home now, it's too late. The rains flooded the range actually, and I was still shooting over there. My dad had to send someone to rescue me from the range. I was training so hard. And suddenly, just one night before leaving for my international competition, I shot the highest score. It was above the world record, in training at least. And what happened was, it gave me an inspiration, and we went over there. And my parents did not even think that I was going to win over there. But I got 2 silvers over there. And I did. That were my first international medal. So this was after coming from there. And this was my first silver. So the thing was, that medal, where I won, the first person, he is already a junior World Cup medalist. The bronze person is a junior world championship medalist. All the other finalists are at least an Olympic medalist or a World Cup medalist. And I was the only one who did not even have a national medal at that time. So that was quite something for me, a very inspiring thing for me. And seeing this performance, our association decided to put me in an under 19 team Asian Championship in Doha. That was my first official Indian team competition. Over there, I shot the youth record and I got the Asian Championship first goal. And this inspired me so much. During this time, my coach, I had changed another coach, so I was with Ajit Patil sir. He's still with me. So he inspired me to train. He told me how to train. And I trained so hard that in 2020, we had our Khelo India Youth Games. I got gold over there. We had our Indian team selection trials. I shot above world record over there. So I was in tremendous form. So I was like, you know, I'm on top of the world. I'm going to be in the Indian team. I'm going for 2020 Olympics. I did not know how the selection was. I was just sure that, you know, everything is going to work out. But then COVID came. And I was thinking to myself, is this really my golden time? Is my golden time really going to be over during the COVID? But later in 2021, when the COVID was almost finished and we started shooting again, I got selected into Junior World Championship. So it was under 21 event. So my first junior competition. And the thing was, I was fourth for the selections. Because after the COVID, when we actually played the match, I was literally out of the form. So I was literally feeling very sad because when I was in form, there were no competitions. When I am out of form, there are all competitions. But I got into the Indian team. I got selected. I played the match and I won silver over there. But the speciality of the silver over there was this Junior World Championship happens every 4 years. And the person who got gold was this year's Olympic champion. So I was the highest shooting over there, and that was a medal which really inspired me because from down I came up. Then we had our nationals. I got 3 silvers over there. And I got finally selected into the senior team. At the age of 18, I was in the senior World Cup team. And fortunately, till that time, I had never lost an international competition. So I was quite sure that the senior World Cup is going to be mine. But you know what happens is, you aim for something else and something else comes and God laughs at you when you tell him your future plans. It's literally true. I went to the senior World Cups. I was 10th in the first competition. My parents were, it's not bad, nothing is bad, you know, it's your first experience. You went into second senior World Cup. Over there I was placed 7th. So, you know, it was back-to-back downfall for me. At an international level, first time for me at the age of 18. It was a big deal for me. Then I was out of the team. I was India #1, but I was not in the team because of certain policies. And later on, we had our selections for World Championship. So World Championship is a championship which happens every 4 years. Senior World Championship. So this is much more bigger than Junior World Championship. Over here, almost all your career things are over. You get many huge cash rewards. Your jobs are confirmed. You get an Olympic quota. But it has a catch. It has the highest ever competition, more than even Olympics. So winning a World Championship was a completely different level. And my luck was at its peak. Bad luck was at its peak. But one of my international coaches at that time told me one thing, Rudranksh, no matter how bad the gun is, no matter how bad the ammunitions are, you are still going to win a gold because you have the ability. And what happened was it actually changed my mind. I started viewing everything in a positive way. My first positive approach was, though I have a bad gun, I have 3 guns which have one good working parts. So I took all the good working parts out of the guns and I made a new gun. With that new gun, I went into national games, which happened in Ahmedabad last year. I went over there, I played a normal match, not so much of a great match. I went into the finals, and the first shot which I shot, my trigger broke. And I was like, this is peak. Nothing can happen worse than this. And my Allen key was not working to repair it. So I borrowed one Allen key from the person who was shooting in front of me. I got it. Everyone is looking at me. What is this guy doing at the last minute? I repaired my trigger in 10 seconds and I won that gold over there. But that's not it. Next day, I played the worst possible match. So it was completely an emotional roller coaster for me. That if am I really getting into form, or I'm still lucky, or am I really unlucky that God is just giving me hopes that you can win, but I'm not letting you win. So I'm not quite sure what is happening with me. So what happened after that was I got selected into World Championship at 3rd rank. Thank God for that. I went into the World Championship. And I don't know what got into me. I got tremendously motivated to win this match. But as there are many obstacles, many rumors started coming in that if you win a world championship, if you even get a medal, you are doomed. Because there are so much of pressure, so much of media callings and all, you are never going to achieve any more medals. But I kept my presence of mind. I got over there, I shot above the world record over there. Then I won the world championship, and even when I was winning, actually when I went into the finals and when I qualified for the medal matches, everything, I could not just hear anything at all, because this was my first senior medal, that too in world championship, and that too I might be a youngest world champion India had ever had, and this medal had come to India after 16 years. So I was not quite sure if I'm going to win this medal or not, and everything was just, it was difficult for me to even digest that I'm going to win a medal over here. That time, the person who was in front of me was shooting really good, and I was losing. But then I realized that, Rudranksh, you have to keep everything aside. You need to focus on the present moment, because you have worked very, very hard for this moment. You have faced each and every fear, and you have converted your defeat into your win. So you need to keep your presence of mind over there. And there, I suddenly started shooting really good, and I got the gold over there. After that, I was titled as the youngest world champion India had, medal after 16 years and with an Olympic quota. Everything came at the age of 18. The thing was, at the age of 18, when you get everything, it's too much overwhelming for you. And I had another match coming up, which was the President Cup. I won that. I got the Athletes of the Year. I was the first Indian to win that. After that, I kept on winning and winning and winning. I kept on winning till April. So I won World Cup in Cairo again. In April, there was a World Cup in Bhopal. I won bronze over there. Later on, another cross, it was another direction to my life. Now that we are moving forward to the Olympics, all of these things are coming together, all the media, all the people are coming together. That's putting another level of stress. But what we have realized is, this stress is coming to each and every one of the other athletes also. And the person who is able to overcome those, that adversities and all those complications is the one who is going to be winner. Because the Olympics is not the day of the, Olympics doesn't happen on that day. It happens way before, and it's a mental competition. We ourselves have a lot of mental competition in our daily life. If we should do that or not, it's just a competition with ourselves. We need to figure out a way on dealing with those competitions, and we need to be very strong. If we don't face those competitions, we are never going to, recover from them. We need to be very, very mentally strong, and, all of those other pictures starts coming in. And from Bhagavad Gita, one thing which I have learned is, if you truly want to get focused on one thing, you need to control all of your 5 senses. All of the 5 senses, when I wanted to get into the focus zone, I only started seeing the motivational things. I only started hearing what I wanted to hear. I only started talking the way I wanted to talk. I only started behaving the way I wanted. It completely changed my personality, completely changed my attitude towards all the problems. And all of these things helped me evolve as a person at the age of 18, 19. I'm still young, but I'm still trying to develop myself into a better person. That's how my journey has been.